Oh no! Trump held a rally in Madison Square Garden. I'm getting flashbacks of the 1930s. It's the American moon. It's a Third Reich. They're goose stepping down Fifth Avenue, the Statue of Liberty. She has been covered up and boxed away. It's over. The Third Reich is here. It's over, everybody. Freedom is gone. Ignore the fact that our politicians can be bought by anybody. Ignore the fact that we are tiptoeing to World War III. Ignore the fact that any organization can buy a politician. Ignore the fact that we had Democratic and Republican presidents goose step us towards this neo-fascism that we are in now. But somehow corporate media is triggered. They're upset. They're melting down because Trump had a rally in Madison Square Garden. Hey, here's the thing. Let's do a night and day kind of thing. Night and day, night and day, night and day, night and day. You had Kamala and her Beyonce middle finger bounce off that didn't deliver anything. That was a complete epic failure. Okay. No promises made. And then you have Donald Trump's rally in Madison Square Garden, in which everyone looked like they're having a good time. Now, as I've said before, I'm not a Democrat, not a Republican, but corporate media seem to have got triggered, upset. They're shattered that Trump held a rally. You see, there's a lot of polling right now that's saying that Kamala's in the lead, slight lead, but they're neck and neck. And no matter what, again, I can't predict what's going to happen on November 5th. I'm going to say the same thing that I said during the 2016 election cycle when I was first getting started, when I was still green and idealistic and wide-eyed, believing in hope. Because hope is the first pass of disappointment. It is 50-50. Voter enthusiasm and voter turnout is going to be key. So if you're a diehard vote blue no matter who, or a diehard Republican red, hey, if you turn out to vote, there you go. That's it. That's what happens. More people turn out to vote for their candidate will win. I'm voting third party and independent, but I tell you one thing, that Trump rally had nothing in comparison with what happened in the 1930s. 1930s rally and Donald Trump's rally from yesterday, two different things altogether. Just like that infamous quote that Bobby said to Tony in The Sopranos. You know, Quasimodo, he predicted all of this. No. Quasimodo and Nostradamus and Nostradamus. Two different things altogether. Quasimodo, the hunchback of Nostradamus. Nostradamus is something else. Gotta love Bobby. Hey, don't you know the names sound familiar? You never pondered that? No, I never did. But I digress, folks. I digress. Hang on. Just bear with me. Because if you want to see social media, these are the authoritative sources. They're hyping up something and trying to compare it to another thing altogether. Just like calling Trump Hitler. Trump and Adolf, two different people altogether. Let's go ahead and pull up this video here. Brace yourself, folks, for stupidity. And I'm sorry to put this upon you, but this is what stupidity looks like. This is absolute ignorance.
But that jamboree happening right now, you see it there on your screen, in that place is particularly chilling because in 1939,
again, this is a completely different rally. This is stupid.
More than 20,000 supporters of a different fascist leader, Adolf Hitler, packed the garden for a so-called pro-America rally. A rally where speakers voiced anti-Semitic rhetoric from a stage draped with Nazi banners. When a Jewish protester rushed the stage, the Associated Press reported, quote, instantly, a dozen or more stormtroopers set upon him, knocking him down and beating him as he held his head in his arms. Most of his clothing was torn from his body. Later, he was booked for disorderly conduct. Now, against that backdrop of history, Donald Trump, the man who has threatened to use the military against opponents he calls enemies from within, who has threatened to use the troops to quell what he says are lawless cities, and to use those troops to carry out mass deportations of immigrants.
That's not going to happen. We survived 4 years under Trump. Did that happen? Because I remember all the media was saying, Trump's going to be having the political police knock at your door. It's everybody's favorite commissar, Hans. No. No, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. It didn't happen. But I'll tell you one thing that did happen under the Biden-Harris administration. A lot of censorship happened. Those kids were still in cages. Hey, AOC, you're going to protest in front of those facilities if Trump gets reelected again? Oh, wait, you don't want to do that Trump resistance stuff anymore, do you?
Is once again turning Madison Square Garden into a staging ground for extremism.
Yes, I know. And of course, then you got Mika. Mika. Pika, Pika. Pika, Pika, Mika, Mika. Blink twice if you're in danger. Because we're going to see Mika get triggered.
I think a lot of people are seeing that rally at Madison Square Garden, seeing all those people. Doesn't mean he's going to win the race. But my point is, it's discouraging that so many people would gather and rally to hate speech in America. That it's discouraging and it hurts that people who have family in Puerto Rico, who are Puerto Rican Americans, who are American citizens, are hearing hate like that. It's discouraging, Joe. And I do want to show Michelle Obama and Kalamazoo, but I just think it's important to look at the situation. And it's not just, oh my gosh, about the race. It's, oh my gosh, how did we get here? How did we get here? Where a stadium of...
What people forget in 2016 that was caught on a hot mic, Morning Blow was foaming at the mouth to be part of Trump's first administration. Oh, he was super excited. Everyone forgets that. Or about when he had his friend Donnie Douchebag. I mean, I'm sorry, Donnie Douche. Hey, kid, if you can't say anything nice, don't say it at all. When it came down to the 2020 election, you know, when the idea of Bernie could have been the nominee, they're like, uh-oh, Donnie Douchebag was going to say, hey, I'd rather vote for Trump than Bernie. And even good old Morning Blow had to correct them on that. But how did we get here? How did we get here? Oh, I don't know, corporate media. You gave Trump's empty podium more time and coverage because he was good for the viewership. Never forget what the former head of CBS once said. What Donald Trump is saying is bad for America, but good for CBS because you want those views, baby. And I know secretly all of you in corporate media want Trump back in because he brought in the views. He made you guys somewhat relevant because all what you could do was talk about him.
People come to hate. That's a different...
People come to hate. All right, get your mind out of the gutter.
Different country, a different time.
You know how you get past that?
How do you get past that?
Work
I thought I was going to say vote. Work harder.
Vote.
I knew it.
And win. That's how you get past it.
I think a lot of people...
How do we get past hate? Work harder, vote, and win. Hey, Kit. Hey, Kit. If I become a multimillionaire, what should I do? Don't blow it. Be smart. Count your money. If you know what I'm referencing, I love you. You'll have to look for that gem. Don't blow it. Be smart. Count your money. So, look, obviously, I'm not going to play that video again where the douchebag comedian was making a joke about Puerto Rico being a garbage island. However, I did find two different videos here in regard to the aftermath of the Trump rally, because everybody was finding out that they were calling it a Nazi rally. Nazi rally. So here, let's go and pull up this video here.
Nazis were supposed to be here. That's what Hillary Clinton said. So we out here to see. Have you seen the Nazi today?
We are the Nazi party. Yes.
No, I'm white.
Oh, no, lady. Bless your heart. But okay, I get it's a little funny. But you know what? Who remembers that classic Simpsons episode when they went to the Super Bowl and it was about the Catholic Church? The Catholic Church, we've made a few changes. Join the Third Reich. We've made a few changes. We're more diverse now.
I'm the Nazi right here, yes.
Yeah.
Dominican Nazi.
Latina Nazi. We got.
Oh, I'm the black Nazi.
Black Nazi.
The biggest blackest Nazi you ever seen in your...
The Nazi party's made a few changes, folks. What the hell? Fermilab, what'd you do with that collider machine? How did the machine get screwed up this bad?
I'm the Jewish Nazi. The Jewish Nazi. Listen, I'm the cool Nazi. I'm the white Nazi. I'm the cool himself. He out here, baby.
He's the white
White
Nazi.
Nazi. And he's the white Nazi.
White Nazi. He's the all united here to make Donald J. Trump the 47th president of the United States. Woo!
Stop listening to the media.
Well, there you go. Don't show that to the liberal. Hey, liberals, look. Trump's rally is very diverse. And they're all calling themselves out of that political party from Germania. That's going to make a liberal heads explode. I can't believe that this is happening. We got to stop Trump. Mastermind hour. It's now a rainbow flag with a swastika. The ship is sinking, folks, but don't worry. Don't worry. We're going to make it to port. So swears Captain Kit Cabello. I promise. We're going to get to port.
Time for the party.
The rally was great.
Puerto Ricans for Trump. Trump 2024.
Yo, now that I got my fellow Puerto Ricans, obviously what happened there tonight, everybody's talking
Beautiful,
about it.
epic.
But the Puerto Rican joke, the garbage island stuff, do you guys even give a fuck about that?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
I don't even pay a mind. I don't even pay attention to it.
Puerto Ricans for Trump. Lock in. Stay locked. Stay locked in on the go. Y'all already know, my boy.
So, I'm pretty sure corporate media won't talk about that, but there is something else here. This is actually a message from Trump at his rally.
3 weeks ago, she was saying there was only 32 days left, right? And she's reading.
And this is just only one excerpt. By the way, there were many speakers at Trump's rally. You had people like Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr., Elon Musk. You had Dana White. You had Tucker Carlson. And the thing is, though, in comparison to what we saw at Kamala's rally, there was more energy here. There was more enthusiasm. And in the heart of a Democrat city, New York City, people showed up, not to protest, but to attend Trump's rally. Now, I'm hesitant to make a bold prediction, but with everything that we're seeing in regards towards Trump interview, the aftermath that he did with Joe Rogan, the 2 attempts made on his life, I would have to say that there's a very solid possibility that he could win. Again, still 50-50 because voter enthusiasm is key. And also because, listen, I'm a resident of Chicago. Election integrity in Chicago, what does that look like? Election integrity in America? Well, this is why I always say to all of you lovely, beautiful people, please know the rules and regulations in your state. So that way you're more empowered as a voter.
You're like, there's 32 days, and it stopped. And she went, there's 32 days. 32. And I was watching.
Today we got 32 days until the election. So 32 days. 32 days. Okay, we got some business to do. All right. 32 days. And we know we will do it.
He said, this isn't pretty. 32. She was gone. And then, damn it, it kicked back on. She was gone. So you're up there all alone. We don't go 32. Oh, my God, whatever. Kamala Harris is a train wreck who has destroyed everything in her path.
Yes, she has. I'm not going to argue with on that one. But, folks, it's not 32. As of right now, and when this video is done for tomorrow, technically we have 7 days, but 7 comes to 6, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then comes 1, and finally November 5th. November 5th, what will happen? But there were a couple other interesting things that took place there at Trump's rally in Madison Square Garden. First of all, now I'm taking this with a grain of salt because I want to believe that this could happen but I've been lied to enough to know that war is a good business for Democrats and Republicans, the politicians, not the voters. Former U.S. President Donald Trump promised not to send Americans to fight and die in countries they have never heard of while addressing a crowd in battleground state of Pennsylvania this weekend. Now, the thing is, what I want to say is, and this is important, just because troops aren't going, what about arms and ammunition, right? Speaking at the campaign rally on Saturday, Trump once again claimed he is the only one capable of preventing an all-out global conflict, arguing that his Democrat rival Kamala Harris would get us into the sequel we've all been dreading for, World War III, guaranteed, because she's too grossly incompetent to do the job. To make her president would be the gamble with the lives of millions of people. Sons and daughters will end up getting drafted to fight in a war in a country you've never heard of, he said. That's what he's trying to offer and promise. So, but what are some of the takeaways too? Because corporate media wanted to weigh in on this one. Trump's tax proposal. Trump rolled out one new policy and it is one that echoed something first proposed by his opponent. I'm announcing a new policy today that will support a tax credit for family caregivers who take care of a parent or a loved one. It's about time they were recognized. Well, gee, we would love that too, wouldn't we? Does it happen? Congress will probably say no. Trump repeats enemy from within. This whole enemy within, yeah, Trump's not doing that. The whole entire thing of, like, again, going after quote unquote rivals and the military and the National Guard, that's not going to happen. We are still a country of laws and rules, folks. Laws and rules. And of course, we also got the fact of guest speakers was controversy. The douchebag who made the joke about Puerto Rico. If you saw from our earlier segment, the audience kind of retracted from it. There was more of a gasp and a shock rather than a ha, ha, ha. Now, hold on. All right. Trump bringing in high-profile allies such as Tucker Carlson, Elon Musk, Donald Trump Jr., his own son, Senator J.D. Vance. You had Hollywood Hulk Hogan, RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, and Speaker Mike Johnson. And even Melania Trump did was there. And, of course, closing messages. Trump speaking out to the people. So what can we take from this rally? Well, there's obviously a lot of envy. A lot of anger by corporate media because they want to portray Trump into something that he's not. You see, Trump is a lot of things, but that rally that took place in Madison Square Garden had nothing in comparison to what we saw in the 1930s. That rally in the 1930s was in support of the dictatorial regime in the Third Reich and to try and get it here to the United States. And to be clear here, folks, there was an attempt to change our government. There was an attempt, were it not for the brave actions of one Smedley Butler, who came before Congress and warned the people, warned FDR that there were business tycoons, rich men who wanted to overturn our system to be more in favor of fascism. And what was that Marine's reward? A pat on the head. Thanks for the heads up. And nothing else happened. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Probably the greatest Marine ever. Gave Congress a warning. Hey, these business guys want to do something. Got nothing back in return. And as for this rally in Madison Square Garden, all it is another boost to Trump's numbers. What happens on November 5th is up to the individual U.S. citizen when they cast their vote and then they give up their power, because we don't have a thing called popular vote here. We have a thing called the Electoral College. So in each of the different beautiful states in this great nation of ours and all the great states, once you cast your vote, if enough Republicans or Democrats turn out to vote, said state will either go blue or red, and then the Electoral College will decide for the American people who will be our president. That's how the system works. It's antiquated and it has to go. But now calling every single person a Nazi, a fascist, if this is the best corporate media and Democrats can do, the next 4 years are going to be interesting, especially if Trump wins, because you're going to see a lot of passive-aggressive liberals being quite racist and bigoted. It'll be passive-aggressive, though. They'll be shocked that so many people of different colors and nationalities and faiths actually decided to support Trump, if that's the case. But that Madison Square Garden rally, it's not what it was hyped up to be by the media or by the Democrats. It's just more stupidity. And this is evidence, abundantly clear, why corporate media and its monopoly has to go, why the Democratic Party needs to be abandoned because there's no reforming a stupid party that constantly keeps on playing up the same thing over and over again. Trump's bad. Well, gee, Democrats, if he was so bad in the beginning when he was a Democrat, why did Hillary Clinton and Chucky Boy Schumer and all those other jagoff politicians take money from them? If they knew he was that bad, why'd they take his money? If they felt he was that evil, why'd they take his money? If they felt he was that sick, why did they take his money? They have no answer. Because, see, the thing is, in their most private of moment, these same people who are calling Trump a fascist are also secretly fascist in their own way. But they're not ready for that conversation, which is why Hardlands Media says, break away from the two-party system and don't believe the propaganda from corporate media.